My name is Keith Sutherland, and I came to know about the MRS 2000 fairly recently through Marcel. I'm in the construction business, so I actually suffer quite a bit of pain through my body from all kinds of crazy things that I'm doing to myself on a regular basis. So for me, one of the first things that I've felt and discovered using the mat is a high degree less of pain than I was suffering, because I have arthritis in my right hand, my knee. It sort of moves around. And I used to always think it was just hyperacidity, but I'm discovering other things. But I found great relief using the mat for that specific purpose. Also, I just feel more energy overall, and a better feeling, better sort of spirit. I'm able to deal with situations easier, less stressful. And plus, I've been very fortunate to have introduced it to a number of people now. And I think I've got about 8 to 10 sold so far, which is just a good beginning. And I'm finding reports are coming back from a variety of different people that are really surprising me, truthfully. And some of them I almost find hard to believe. But I see it firsthand, and it's really, really exciting. So I would just recommend to anybody, if you're at all skeptical or doubtful about it, try it and give it a whirl. And I think it's a great future for all of us in this new technology. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hi, I'm Holly Dunn, and I have a hair salon in Guelph, Ontario for 22 years. In 1993, I developed rheumatoid arthritis, and it left big challenges for me trying to work and live. I had very little quality of life for a number of years. And a wonderful woman named Sue showed up in my life and introduced me to magnetic resonance. And it has made such a difference to my energy, what I can do in a day. And I waited for about a year before I got real serious about telling other people about it. I wanted to make sure it stuck. I've been on other things before that work for a while and don't continue to work. So I've been on it since May of 2007. And just so excited to have this in my life. It's just changed everything for me. I'm so grateful that there is such a thing that we can share with other people. And so we brought it in. We're going to open a spa. Instead of just the salon, we're going to have spa services. And we're going to have a couple of MRS in there just to start right away and start helping people with their pain. There's a lot of people with chronic pain problems in their lives. And I really believe that if we have to be doing our life's work, we need to be feeling better before we can really focus on what we need to be focusing on. So if we're too far away and too much pain, we're just focused on that, and our quality of life isn't what it should be. So, oh, by the way, we've had the Skin Dream in the salon since last June, and there are remarkable results with people's skin. And, you know, it's just nice to have products to offer to people that are going to improve their quality of life. And if somebody feels better facially, it's what people see the first. If you've got a face full of rosacea, being able to help that person control that is wonderful, because all of a sudden it transforms their experience in their life. So it's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Holly.
I'm Cheryl Bergenon, and I'm from University of Virginia, and I was very pleased to be at this conference and present my research. And the research that I do is with women who have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia. And the study that we did was funded by NIH, and it was a double-blind study. In the double-blind study, what we did was randomize women to one of 3 groups. And we had an active pulse magnetic field, and we had a sham and a usual care. And what we found in this pilot study, although we have to do a larger study to make this more definitive, we found that the pulse magnetic field in the group that had the active field, they actually had a reduction of pain. They had a reduction in fatigue. It wasn't quite statistically significant. As a statistician, I look at that, but it was clinically important differences. So I think that is very good, and their functional status also improved. So I think over time, if we can study this again with more women and also men, we're going to include men in our next study, that we might actually be able to find more statistical differences.
That's very good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Susan, you asked me how I got acquainted to the MRS 2000. Well, let me tell you, I was an international promoter between Germany and the United States for 25 years and lived in Denver, going back and forth. And I decided to stay 4.5, 5 years in Munich again. As I was in Munich, I had a herniated disc. and I was close to an operation, and I was looking from orthopedic to orthopedic till I found one who said, well, I want to try something very special. And what he tried in his office, had me 3 times a week, was the MRS 2000. Of course, I had no idea what was going on. The only thing what I felt is, which I had no clue, I had all these wonderful, quote, side effects, sleeping, no more hay fever, everything was getting better, till I finally had the courage to ask the doctor, are you doing something with me because I'm changing, blah, blah, blah. And he said, Hermina, whatever is not regulated in your body will regulate because of magnetic resonance stimulation. The key for me was sleeping. And at that time, Time magazine had a big headline, the United States is the most sleep-deprived country in this earth. And I thought, wow, I found a sleeping machine. I am going to exchange this with the United States. And I was asking Dr. Schmidt, and he said, no, you cannot do this. You need to be educated. If you knock on doctors' doors, you need to be educated. So I took a extensive education with the MRS 2000, not so much even company education, more with doctors, workshops for quite some time. And I was ready to come to the United States, and I knocked at doctors' offices, and I found 2 doctors, Dr. Joel Carmichael and Dr. Johnston, who then tried it. I worked in their clinics for 5-6 weeks, and they said, wow, we would like to have this as a medical exchange. Took him over to Munich. They met with 8 doctors of all specialties. They did their presentation. The United States brought something over to share with them, and the other way around. And our doctors in Munich, who have 16 to 18 years of experience with the MRS 2000, convinced and showed in black and white with x-rays before and after what this stimulation can do to the body. And, well, my 2 American doctors came back. They are still in contact with German and Dr. Thule. By the way, I was also had the privilege to be educated by Dr. Thule. So they are in exchange, and my dream and my vision came true. And that is my story.
Thank you, Hermina. That was absolutely perfect. And we really appreciate your wisdom and everything you've done to bridge that gap. Okay.
Hello, my name is Joyce Valkowski. I've been a critical care nurse for almost 30 years, but I have a tremendous holistic background. I studied Oriental medicine for 2.5 years in San Diego, and I follow Bruce Lipton's work. I had the pleasure of meeting him at Life West Chiropractic College, and I've heard him many times over the years. And I have a practice, The Art and Joy of Wellness, and I've integrated this MRS 2000 mat into my biofeedback and stress relief, because it's done absolutely wonderful things. I travel extensively, and I've had personal issues with inflammation and pain, and this allows me to have long plane flights and recover quickly from the effects of all the traveling that I do. My clients and patients love this for their own personal energy and relief from fatigue and pain. I met a young woman who's a 19-year-old athlete who's here on a tournament. She's had an acute injury as well as several old ones, and 2 sessions with the MRS, and she's noticed an improvement in her level of pain and inflammation and swelling, and she's feeling quite hopeful about it because she's receiving financial aid in order to play squash for the college in Hartford, Connecticut, where she attends. When I explain this technology to lay people, I liken it to an orchestra, as if your body is an orchestra playing a symphony called life. And you know, at the beginning of every concert, the concert master sounds an A440 tone on the violin so that all of the instruments in this orchestra can play harmoniously together. And I find that that's what the MRS does. It literally sounds a tune, a tonic, a note that your body tunes to. And it takes out all the chaotic stress and all the mistunings so that your body can function better, more harmoniously.